Everybody, we are back. It is Sage on Last Favorite is podcast, favorite is channel, favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it, hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it, leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at DMarkJohnNFL for me, at MHolder95 for Matt, and of course PandaSubs.com, discount code TDL for 35% off. All right, so we're here. You're here with the Vikings preview. I put Bears preview on the stream. I just realized that probably because I watched so much Bears film when watching this. I got confused. Yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, Vikings preview here. So we got the Vikings coming to Las Vegas. Probably be a lot of purple and gold. I believe there's gonna be a lot of Vikings fans traveling. Their first chance to go to Vegas to watch the Raiders play the Vikings. So I think they're gonna have a little bit of a home field advantage, but.
Plus, I mean, it's got to be got to be at least below freezing damn near every day in Minnesota right now. Make a little trip to Las Vegas for the holidays. Get warm, so yeah, thaw out a little bit. But
yeah, you were right about that. It's got to be damn cold over there, for sure. So let's I'm gonna pull this injury report real quick because I just want to look because Max Crosby's supposed to be back, right? Max Crosby's playing.
Max is going to play. Colton Miller's out though, which is going to be tough with Danielle Hunter and DJ is is it Wonham or whatever? He's actually been playing a lot better lately. So yeah, not an ideal game to have Miller out too, just because we won't go over it today, but Brian Flores, one of the things that really stands out on film is he throws together a lot of exotic looks and a lot of those blitzes. That's kind of what he's known for. And Aiden O'Connell even talked about that a little bit during the week where he was like, look, I know who Brian Flores is. Everyone knows he likes to dial up the heat, and especially with him being a rookie, a lot of exotic, or you can expect a lot of looks designed to confuse him and bring some pressure from different areas. So it would be nice to have a guy like Miller who can help out with the protection scheme, but kind of going to be up to the rest of the guys. It's going to be a big week for Illuminor and a big opportunity for Thayer Munford too. And then
and also Faison's going to be back. Which I think
he's playing.
He's questionable. I mean, so he might not be back, but he's full practice on Friday, so there's a good chance that he'll be back. I was looking at some of this. Miller's the only one the only one out, and then Justin Jefferson's gonna be back for the Vikings, which is a big one. So,
which hopefully Faison can help with that, but
hopefully. I mean, if the Raiders do what the Bears did, just play a lot of zone. I mean, I think you should avoid man with his team as much as possible, to be honest. Because I'm gonna go over it. I mean, they got 3 dogs, right? And then I'm not even counting KJ Osborne, who's actually pretty good. And he has some guy named number 4. I don't know who that guy is. I couldn't.
Is that Powell?
Something like that. He looked pretty damn good. I think Noah Powell, maybe that's what it is. But he looked pretty good. He's explosive. So they got 5 pretty good they got 1 elite wide receiver, right? They got an elite tight end. And then they got a wide receiver who probably might be able to become elite, or he's definitely has a chance to be top 10, like a Devontae Smith to Justin Jefferson, right? That type of guy, right? And then, and Mattinson looks pretty good on film. It's really just Dobbs. I mean, he's really the problem. They don't have a quarterback right now. And if the Raiders can, play a lot of zone and get some pressure on him and keep him in the pocket, this could be hard for the Vikings to move the football consistently, unless they run the ball over them, which the Raiders have that's gonna be the issue for them. But what'd you see on defense from the Vikings?
I mean, it sounds kind of similar to what you saw a little bit, where the Vikings, if you look at watch their film, you look at the stats, look at the PFF grades, their record does not make sense. Their biggest problem is they can't seem to avoid those 1 or 2 mistakes a game that end up costing them. I mean, they've had 7 turnovers in the last 2 weeks. So they're actually a pretty good team as long as they're not shooting themselves in the foot. And I mean, defensively, I'm gonna go over it a little bit. I think they are weak, covering the slot, and that's kind of going to be the focus today. But yeah, I mean, we were just talking about, Danielle Hunter is playing a defensive player of the year type of guy. One of them starting to come on lately. They got good defensive tackles who are pretty stout against the run. Don't really offer anything as pass rushers, but a lot of their guys, led by Harrison Phillips, are pretty good and pretty stout and can plug up a lot of gaps. Ivan Pace has been playing pretty well, rookie undrafted linebacker out of Cincinnati. He also kind of he's in the perfect defense for his skill set too. As much as Brian Flores likes to blitz, and he's just such a freak as far as
Josh Jacobs better wake up. Josh Jacobs, he's do some serious blocking. He better wake up, ready to block because he's gonna have to block pace for sure.
I tell you what, Ivan Pace, he doesn't have a whole lot of pass rush moves, but what that guy can do is, to quote Marshawn Lynch, is run through a motherfucker's face. That's what he loves to do. That's his kind of mindset, and you don't bring it. And maybe mix in a cut block every now and again as a running back and pass. That guy's going to put you on the highlight reel.
That's what I'm saying. So Josh better be ready for that. All right. We get to the defense first. Let's do that.
Do some defense first. All right. So, yeah, like I said, one of the things I wanted to touch on today, or the biggest thing I wanted to focus on today, is attacking the Vikings in the slot. Josh Metellus, I'm going to highlight him here. He's kind of their do-it-all safety. He has a lot of things well, a bit of a Swiss Army knife. But one thing he's not great at is covering the slot. Like PFF has him at a league high 2.18 yards per coverage on when covering the inside, and no one else is even above 2. Part of it is, and this is something the Bears did really well, is he's not very good at covering defending against screens. Like here, you'll even see, and like this is a common theme where he reads it. Like you can tell he knows it's coming, right? He's just starting to sprint to go over and cover it, or just kind of overruns it and ends up not recognizing that it's a tunnel screen. Now, Daniil Hunter, this is part of what I'm talking about with guys just playing like a defensive player of the year. Not only is he like second or third in sacks, but he also reads this and ends up saving Metellus' ass a little bit to keep this to a 1-yard gain or right at the line of scrimmage. But again, we'll see this one a little bit here. For whatever reason, like he was not physical when taking on blocks from wide receivers. And like, again, like we'll back this up pre-snap, like you can tell by the way he moves. He's like, okay, I know screen's coming. They want to get the ball DJ Moore, especially against the Bears. But he like doesn't assume that St. Brown is going to block him. Ends up picking Troy Dye here to prevent him from making the play. And it's first down for the Bears. So hopefully the Raiders can see this a little bit and not lean on it too heavily like the Bears do, because that's their entire passing offense. But at least mix in a few screens every now and again. And we'll see this here. He gets put on his ass by St. Brown.
Damn.
Again, like you can tell, like he's like, okay, I read it. I know it's coming. I can see it. I'm going to crash downhill. And he does a better job of taking on the block, but we can't end up on the ground.
That's a Mr. Universe sunstring right there, man.
I was going to say, right? Exactly. Yeah. Mr. Universe is just a great bench press. So maybe that was the issue. But we can't get blocked by wide receivers if we're playing safety. And St. Brown kicked his ass all game. What's that?
Oh, man, I was just watching it because he like kind of went backwards. He's like, what are you doing? He just pushed him.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Just flatten him.
Anyways.
All right. And then we'll see a similar thing here. Like, again, recognize the screen. Much better job of taking on the block. Now, part of this has to do with playing Justin Fields, right? You're worried about his legs a little bit more, and you're worried about his running ability. Mm-hmm. But once the play breaks down, like, he's got to go carry with that wide receiver on the scramble drill. Instead, he kind of comes up and tries to play the line of scrimmage, and Fields is a good enough quarterback to get it out and end up picking up the first down anyway. Now, obviously, Aiden O'Connell, different skill set, not the runner that Fields is, but especially with offensive line issues, one thing I'd like to see, Hardigree try and do is maybe try with a couple bootlegs or something like that, and just test their discipline a little bit. See if you can get some of those natural off-script plays, press the line a little bit with the quarterback. So.
Aiden probably would have already threw the swing route if you keep it real. So, anyways, keep going.
Yeah, solid point. This is another thing too. Like, Metellus isn't a great tackler. Like we saw that one where he over pursues here. He'll make some plays, but here this is what 3rd and 6 from the Bears. Looks like he's in man coverage here against the tight end against Cole Kmet, who kind of releases late. To me, like, there's no reason why this can't be Michael Mayer, right? Who we've seen be a physical guy after the catch and end up picking up the first time. No, he's signaling there, but they end up giving it to him. So it's like, he catches that right at the line of scrimmage and then just drags him for a few yards. So, again, been a good player for the Vikings. Don't mean to Metellus has been a good player for the Vikings. Don't mean to say he hasn't been, but there are a few flaws to his game where I think you can tack him when he's in the slot. Now, the other guy they like to use here is using the slot is Byron Murphy, who's actually their top corner, but not playing particularly well this season. I mean, they're in a fire zone here, but as you can see, like very worried about DJ Moore's speed. It kind of opens and turns the gate here, and this is an easy third down conversion on third and what was that, 4? End up picking 10. So Murphy for the stats guys only have the one clip on him too, but he's also not very great covering the slot statistically. He's at 1.57, which is the 11th most yards per coverage snap when in the slot. So yeah, definitely an area where I think you can attack the Vikings. And then here, this is the last clip we'll look at. Just kind of want to show a little bit of what can be open, and again how the Raiders can use someone like Michael Mayer against the Vikings, especially with how much they like to blitz. Like we got 7 guys on the line in this double A gap, double mug look.
Yeah, it looks
basically
like cover 0 to me. It looks like cover 0 to me.
Yeah, pretty clear cover 0. They send the house. I mean, this is 4th and 10. And like it's just a perfect play call. So it's, again, I think you can catch them a little bit. You can catch them with their pants down a little bit and use their aggressiveness against them. Get a nice little chip here from Kmet. Just leak them out late. All it is an easy dump off. He ends up picking up 20 on
play call against cover
4th
0
and 10.
Good lord! I'm like, I mean, how many yards you need? There's like that guy's like 5-10 yards off, just like slants.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
So yeah, again, challenging looks from you're gonna get challenging looks from Brian Flores. He's gonna do some exotic stuff like that, that 5 6-man guys on the line of scrimmage with the double A gap look. But you can catch him in the blitz too, and like if you have a quarterback that's on it and recognizes when he needs to keep backing up and throw off his back foot, like you can catch them with their pants down a little bit. So
yeah. What I saw is, what we talked about a little bit on the Gambler show yesterday was just sacking the slot, man. That's what they got to do. They got to attack the slots and kind of work off that, because even with those cover 0 looks, I mean that's where you got to go. I don't know how much Aiden's gonna be able to fade, and does he have the arm to kind of just throw it up and throw it touchdown? I'd rather him just get rid of it and throw it a slant or something like that. Give me like a quick throw like that where he can get use his quick release and get rid of the football before you guys react. Jacoby Myers and those guys can create some yak inside. Hunter Renfrow, even Michael Mayer. And move Devontae Adams around too, and get him in the slot in some of those situations. Yep. So it's paramount for them to attack there, because I don't think he's gonna have that much time. Because I was watching that, and I think they blitz every single play that you showed.
They're at I think it was they're at if not 40%, close to it, which is the second highest, and it's even higher than Brian Flores when he was coaching the Dolphins and had Byron Young and or not Byron Young, Byron Jones and Xavier Howard out wide, just man up guys and he could send the house. So yeah, he likes to dial up the heat. He's the new Greg Williams in the NFL, and Dr. Heat is now Brian Flores. But
I mean, he just can't resist Ivan Pace, man. Ivan Pace is just gonna keep coming at you, because I remember watching when we did the Chargers preview. Man, did he blitz the hell out of Justin Herbert. He sent Ivan Pace every single down, and I was like, man, that's kind of what he does. And sometimes he does. If he respects you though, he'll give you the 7 mug look and then drop out.
And
that's what I think we might see that this week, because I think Steve Spagnuolo kind of took Aiden O'Connell a little serious. So I think they might take him a little serious, and because he can tell blitzes a little bit pretty good. He's gonna point something out, and they're just gonna, and then hopefully he doesn't go pre-snap read and reads it afterwards, and so we don't get no pick sixes. But I think that's what they're gonna try to do. Because on film, he does a pretty good job of picking those things out. So they're gonna try to show it, back up, because he does a great job of that when he's playing good quarterbacks.
And Flores does do a lot of safety rotation, kind of what you're talking about, or there was one play where they gave a cover 3 look, and Harrison Smith was playing the free safety in the middle of the field, and he just squatted where he was, and he ended up being the Tampa dropper, and but already at the depth or whatever, and they'll move guys around, they'll run some exotic looks. So definitely gonna have to be on top of his game mentally for Aiden O'Connell, because you said, between the blitzes and all the late rotation, you're gonna have to think quickly and think on the fly.
Yeah, he had time, man. He had time to watch every single game with cut-ups. He had 2
It's
weeks.
true.
So
Yeah.
he had plenty of time to be prepared. This is real. All right, let's get into their offense, man. Let's check out what they're doing on offense. Cool. All right, so let's start off with the run game. Make sure they're a Kevin O'Connell. He comes from the Rams. They're a zone run team. Let's just keep it real. So a lot of outside zone. And Alex Mattinson, the last 2 games that I watched, he looked pretty damn good. They got rid of Dalvin Cook, but he is kind of getting into his own. He started off really slow. You see here, on the outside zone, he hit this cutback. You already see that he's about to do. This guy comes off. He's able to cut back inside, make a guy miss, and then he still has the ability to get back inside and get some more yards there. So bring it back a little bit.
Rare miss block by Darisaw.
Yeah, right. Good play by there by 57, but it doesn't matter because he makes that guy miss. Yeah. He'll get inside. So here's another one here. Outside zone again. They try to cut back inside. It's a great block by Darisaw, actually, right there.
There you go. That's more like it.
Yeah, but that's better than Alex Leatherwood for sure. All right, and then and you see him, and then you see him, cut back inside right here. You got Billings coming in here. He finds that cutback. Able to get there, get some big yards there, then make another guy miss. He has been playing pretty damn well. So if the Raiders can't stop him, that's when they get into we're in trouble and we might have to play a man or something like that, and then you're gonna get ate up. That's basically how this team kind of is designed, how they want to run. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Once again, looks like those inside zone, but this guy gets beat again. I think they're like, I don't know, the Bears like crashing. They're like crashing inside a lot right here, right? So, but it's a good job with Mattinson. See, you got a free guy there. Nope, makes a miss. Then he's able to get right up the field.
Tremaine Edmonds had to get some retribution on that rep.
Yeah, so man, he's a pretty damn good runner on film. When I was watching, this is consistent. See him getting outside here, hit the corner, get outside, and then of course some more inside zone here. Great read, able to get to the backside of it, then sweep, jump back, cut back in, get some yards.
Ooh,
he's consistent, man. He's a consistent runner. So, yeah, the Raiders need to worry about him a little bit. He can run the ball, bro. This is a pretty talented running of the football. I don't know what happened early in the season, but he's definitely finding his own as a runner. So they really got to worry about him. And then it's the big three. We got Justin Jefferson here. We start off with Justin. They like to run. They've been doing this for years. Kevin O'Connell. He's really moved him inside, and they run a lot of crossers. All right. Especially off play action. So we get play action here. Of course, this is where Kirk Cousins. But you see he's coming right across the field on this crosser. Kirk Cousins is able to step up, hit him right there. He gives him free releases, keeps guys off him in press. And, he's changed his routes a little bit from his first 2 years where he's able to, be more crisper and he's not really dancing as much as he used to. You see here one more time inside the slot. And you see that little savvy inside move.
The stair step, yeah.
Yeah, right. Look all the separation he gets. And then Kirk Cousins is able to throw it right to him. Nice catch, diving catch. So these are the type of things they want to do with him. I don't know if they're going to be able to make these type of throws with Josh Dobbs, but this is how they've been using Justin Jefferson the past 2 seasons. So, you know how much that's going to change. He hasn't played with Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Or I think if he did, it was maybe like for a couple downs or something like that. And, of course, when he's out here, over here, he can run those quick routes to any route you got. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make not a lot of steps in and out of his breaks. It's just clean route running. That's Justin Jefferson. So yeah, the Raiders got to worry about him because you're not gonna be able to double team him because they're gonna move him around, and that's how he eats. He's not gonna be outside, inside all the time. I mean, so it's just one of those things. All right, and then you got Mr. Addison over here, Jordan Addison. He's a pretty damn good player too, as well. He's their deep threat mostly, but he can run any route. He can run any route. You see here, it's a good route there on pick against past 13. He's able to get some separation there. And he is so smooth. He's just smooth as hell. Every route he runs is just smooth. It's no movement. There's no rounding off. It's just everything's smooth, and that's what. And it always looks the same speed too. Yeah. So he's able to get in and out of his breaks, and he can run the hell out of a post route. But like I said, since Josh Dobbs has been in there, he hasn't been able to do that. A lot of these deep plays that he was doing with Kirk Cousins. So he's been more of an underneath type of guy. Kevin O'Connell, he cooks too, man. He's a really good offensive coordinator. See him get on the motion here and then get him on the out route. You seen the Raiders actually do this with Trey Tucker.
Yeah, I was gonna say stole it from the Dolphins kind of deal, head start motion.
Yeah. Raiders steal it from the Vikings. But you see, we went over Trey Tucker. You already see the difference in his route running here, just how smooth he is. Just right back to the quarterback on a flat line. And then this dude he doesn't get talked about enough how good he is. TJ Hawkinson. This dude's a monster. I could have did the whole highlight on him, to be honest, the last couple of weeks. But I wanted to keep it even. See how he did Brisker, but the ball it's a good play, but Brisker I think it's Brisker, Jerome Brisker. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, it's 6 is Brisker.
Yeah. He recovers really well here, but you just see that release, man. And he is a consistent dude, consistent monster. They can move him all around. He can run any route. He runs the choice routes. He can run these crossers. He is consistently all over the field. See that route he put on number 9? That hesitation, that separation he created right there. Go watch one more time.
He uses the same move as Jefferson, that little stair step.
Yeah, Hawkinson, just draft Iowa tight ends, man. I tell you, this is ridiculous at this point. They don't even throw to them in college. They're monsters. I don't understand it.
I feel like that's where they slide in the draft because Iowa's offense has been so terrible for years. Oh, that was dirty.
Yeah, it was nasty. See, look he does it. Justin Simmons here, man. Justin Simmons. Look what he does to him here, dog. It just has it with the pass interference. Because if Kirk Cousins was playing, man, I'd be worried. I would be scared, to be honest. Because this team is loaded. They are loaded. All right. But Josh Dobbs. We're talking about Josh Dobbs. You gotta keep him in the pocket, man. If you keep him in the pocket, you'll be okay. But early on, when he was with the Vikings, teams just weren't keeping him in the pocket. The Broncos actually did a pretty good job of it. They kind of had a blueprint, but you see here, he just got out of there. They had a spy on it. Didn't matter. He beat it. Touchdown. You got to make him stay in the pocket and throw the ball because he doesn't have a big arm. His arm's pretty weak, right? You see here some of the things they like to do, try to put some kind of spy on here. I think this guy came too far inside. I don't know why 56. You got to set the edge against, right? And he gets knocked. And you just give this free opening to him. He's going to go. He's going to take it.
Yeah,
so you got to go ahead.
I don't know if he's a spy or just got knocked off his block, off his spot.
You'll see it later on, though. They actually do put a spy on. So
really,
yeah. So we'll see. But I think right, he's gonna get out the pocket, touchdown, and it's gonna happen if you don't stay in your lane. So they have to stay in their lanes with this guy. They have to, because if you don't, right, and you see, even here, this guy's pushing, right. He gets too far inside, which allows him to get out. Because he's beating Darrisaw here. Browning has a pretty good rush. They're the right idea, right? But I feel like with Josh Dobbs, you gotta stop here and control him. And if you gotta control the push, because he could just get out like that. If you're not gonna grab him, and then you got Darrisaw, who's still good, even though you're beating him, you're not really beating him. So because you know what I mean? Go ahead.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is you got to get on an edge. You see how he tries to go straight through Darrisaw's chest.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, that's part of what gives Dobbs the edge. Whereas if you gives the Dobbs the alley to spin out and out of the pocket and rush. If you're on an edge, you can get off that block easier. But
yeah. All right. And then here's this one right here. This play. Everybody thought he was gonna be make this guy miss. He's got to tackle him too when he gets out of the pocket like this, or he's gonna do things like that, and you get all upset. So, yeah, you got to keep him in the pocket. I know this is a bootleg, but when you get there, you got to tackle him, because if you get pressure and keep him in the pocket, you're going to get some interceptions because he's going to throw that ball into traffic because he doesn't have a big arm. And the Vikings have a downfield passing offense, and they've been trying to execute it. They've been really switch it up. And you see here, Jalen Johnson, he just baited the hell out of him. Jalen Johnson knew he had help inside, and he acted like he was going to go with it, right? But then it's a crazy play, right? 20 million, Raiders, give him 20 million. All right.
Give him Shohei Ohtani money.
But I always say the Bears aren't letting him go. I keep saying that there's no way he doesn't get franchise tag. All right, but you see here how they're rushing. Kind of this a little bit of the same thing. Like a lot of bull rushing, a lot of kind of keeping him in the pocket and closing the pocket where he can't get out. And Brian O'Neill had a bad game against Sweat, so I think Crosby has a chance to beat O'Neill. O'Neill's pretty good right tackle, but he's not a superstar. So Montez Sweat can dominate him. Max Crosby can on he's a little injured. So here again, this one is almost picked. And, they bring 5 this time. But I'm going to show on the backside how they kind of – you see there's Jalen Johnson again.
Okay, maybe not Shohei money.
He's got to get that catch. He's got to get pick 6
He's got to get this catch, yeah.
All right, so here they bring 5 this time, right? Which, I hope the Raiders do bring some blitzes because he doesn't handle blitzes very well. But you see again, even when they're rushing, you can see what Sweat's doing. Sweat's not trying to – he probably could go past him, but he's getting a little bull rush. He's more outside than we saw previously with the Broncos. And then you get some pressure inside. Mixon have bad throws. He's not very good under pressure. He isn't. And then you see it again. Here is what I was talking about, the spy type of look. So they rush 3, and then he tries to step up, and under pressure again, he throws it into traffic, almost gets picked. So the Raiders have a lot of chances to get some mistakes here. They have a lot of chances to get some turnovers, and they have to catch the football. You can't do these drops. We need catches because that defense on the other side is going to, they're going to give the Raiders all the trouble they have. So they got to get these interceptions. Yeah. And that's really key to this game is getting those turnovers and not letting those other guys just kind of dominate them and not getting and stopping the run too, so they don't get to the point where they're having to play man to man. Because if they have to come up and play man, it's gonna be a long day. Because Josh Dobbs is gonna have a wide open guy to throw to. Because I don't know if the Raiders really have anybody. Trying to think of Jack Jones. He played pretty good against Justin Jefferson last year for the Patriots. When they went 1-on-1, he played pretty good. That's what kind of built up his little mystique last year. He had a good game against Justin Jefferson. But I'm not trusting that. I'm not gonna trust it.
You can put the weight in that there if you want, but
I'm not gonna trust it. He did. I'll give him props. So
sure.
I'm just trying to find the positive here, but I don't know who's gonna guard Jordan Addison. Yeah. I really don't know who's gonna guard TJ Hockenson. That's the guy I'm really worried about. I have no idea. The Raiders can scheme around stopping some of those guys, but it's harder to scheme around stopping a tight end when you have to worry about 2 wide receivers outside as well. It really is, because then you have because the middle of the field could be open, and that's where he eats, right? So, yeah,
and I mean, hopefully too, it'll be a guy like maybe like a Luke Masterson or a Isaiah Paul-Mao that maybe they put on TJ Hawkins, and basically anybody but Divine Diablo, please. I mean, I'll say that, and he'll probably end up having a good game, but I'll go ahead and be the sacrifice. But
okay,
I'll believe it when I see it type of deal. But yeah, I think you hit it right there. Like that's going to be the matchup. I feel like that's going to really bug him. So I'm curious. Yeah. Have you noticed them use Dobbs like in the running game on designed runs at all? Like, or read options or anything? No. Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any on film. The only time I saw it was the Kareem Jackson hit when Kareem Jackson got suspended. They did some play where they did the little toss run. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense why they didn't do it anymore. They're already down at quarterback and he gets teed off on one time they do it. All right.
I mean, they might have before that, because I didn't go back that far. I wasn't going to go watch the Falcons game and stuff like that, but in the Saints game. But it was yeah.
Well, hopefully that's not something they cooked up during the bye week. Especially if they like just thinking about it, like now that like knowing that they had the bye and you said they didn't do it before, like now I feel like it's going to be coming. There's going to be one where like they're just going to catch them off guard.
Kellen O'Connell's really good, man. That's what I said. There's some times Dobbs had some guys like wide open and just I see why Kirk Cousins was eating, because Kirk Cousins would hit some of those throws that O'Connell was cooking up, man. He is pretty damn good. He's a good damn play caller. So that's why Dobbs could look halfway decent, because the way that he calls plays. So, yeah, man. So the Raiders need to find a leader, savant, offensive guy like that. Are they all? I mean, that's what we need. But anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any last thoughts, Matt? Any last thoughts?
I mean, not much. I think, like you said, definitely a winnable game. We'll see what team comes out. A lot of variables at play, and I don't know. Not much on the line anymore for the rest of the season, but get a chance to play some spoiler and see what some of these young guys got, especially on the defensive backs. I'm interested to see how guys like Jack Jones play, and maybe Brandon Faison making his season debut, I should say.
Yeah, if they come out to the hot start on offense like they have the previous 2 weeks, I mean, the Dolphins, they came out hot. They came out hot against the Chiefs, and they can build a lead. I think they're playing a different team. They're not playing the two best offenses, you know what I mean? And then Patrick Mahomes. They're playing Josh Dobbs. If they can come out hot and get a good lead, that's when I think you put the game on Josh Dobbs to make the plays and lead the comeback. And like right now, I think he's a little bit figured out. So hopefully they can do that on defense.
We'll see, man.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Remember, hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Check out all the content. I've been posting some more shorts for some of the press conferences. I'm gonna keep doing that. So you guys have been liking that. So check that out. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Get us to 11,000. We get to 10. Get us to 11. All right. Let's go. See it.